You think you're just fighting desire, but you're actually fighting for your soul. Every craving you feel, every silent battle you fight alone, isn't just about sex. It's about whether you'll be ruled by your urges or rise above them, and that decision is being written by the angels right now. Let's talk about what no one has the courage to say out loud, but what everyone feels deep inside. Let me explain. Desire is one of the most powerful things inside us. It doesn't ask for permission. It shows up suddenly. It can grow quietly, and before you know it, it's everywhere. It's in your mind when you're trying to focus. It's in your heart when you're praying. It's in your chest when you see something or someone that triggers that fire. And it feels real. It feels urgent. Like if you don't get what you want right now, you'll break. But here's the part that people miss. Allah didn't create this desire to torture you. He didn't place it inside you so you would fail. He gave it to you because He knows it can shape you into someone stronger if you learn to master it. It's not supposed to destroy you. It's supposed to develop you, to stretch you, to train you. That voice inside you, the one that's begging for pleasure, for release, for closeness, it's not evil, but it can become dangerous when you follow it blindly. And that's where the real test begins. The test isn't about whether or not you feel desire. Everyone does. The test is, what will you do with it? Will you feed it in secret? Will you hide behind screens and excuses? Or will you fight it, even if your hands shake and your heart aches? And here's the truth. That fight you're in, the one nobody sees, that struggle you carry alone, Allah sees it. Every time you say no when your whole body says yes. Every time you turn your eyes away. Every time you delete something before it leads to sin. That's not weakness, that's strength, real strength. This is why you feel like you're in a battle, because you are. But not all battles are loud. Some happen in silence. Some happen in late nights when no one's watching. And those might be the most important battles of your life. You see, this desire is part of your journey. It's not a wall, it's a door to either distraction or to growth, to either sin or to self-control, to either temporary satisfaction or eternal peace. And Allah is watching, not to catch you failing, but to see you rise. You were not made to be a slave to your urges. You were made to have power over them. You were made to feel desire and still choose purity. You were made to feel the fire and still walk through it without burning your soul. So the next time it gets hard, the next time you're tempted, remember this. This isn't random. It's not meaningless. It's a moment that could change you forever. And if you choose the right path, even with shaking hands, even with a heavy heart, know that Allah is closer than ever. He sees your struggle, He hears the storm inside you, and He's already written the reward for every second you stayed strong. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to keep trying. Because every time you fight that desire, you win. Even when it doesn't feel like it, even when no one claps for you, even when you're still tempted the next day. You win because you're proving something, that you belong to Allah, not your desire. And that's not weakness, that's power. Desire is not haram, misusing it is. Having sexual desire doesn't make you sinful, it makes you human. Allah Himself put this desire inside of you. It wasn't a glitch or a punishment, it was part of your design. Just like you get hungry when your body needs food, or sleepy when it needs rest, you feel sexual desire because your body and soul are wired to connect, to seek closeness, to long for intimacy. It's natural, it's real, and it's powerful. But power without guidance can become dangerous. That's the part many people don't understand. Just because something is natural doesn't mean it's safe to act on however you want. Think about it. Hunger is natural, but that doesn't make it okay to steal food from someone else. Anger is natural, but that doesn't give you the right to hurt another person. And desire? It's natural too, but that doesn't mean you can act on it without limits, without thinking about consequences, without remembering who gave it to you in the first place. That's why Islam doesn't tell you to kill your desire. It teaches you how to control it. Because the feeling isn't haram, but if you feed it the wrong way, it can lead you to haram. And today, the traps are everywhere. You don't have to look for temptation, it finds you. You could be scrolling through social media, not even looking for anything, and suddenly an image appears, a video, a suggestion, and that fire inside you starts to wake up. Then comes a thought, a small one at first. Harmless, you tell yourself. And maybe that thought turns into a search, or a message, or a conversation that slowly crosses the line, and now you're somewhere you never planned to go. That's how it starts, quiet, subtle, easy to justify, but slowly it begins to pull you in. Not just your eyes, not just your hands, but your heart. And without realizing it, your soul starts to feel heavier. You might still be praying, still showing up, but something feels off. You feel distant from Allah. You feel ashamed to raise your hands in dua. You feel like you're hiding something, even from yourself. That's not because you felt desire. It's because you fed it the wrong way. And here's the thing. When you feed desire in secret, it grows in secret. And it begins to take over. You wake up thinking about it. You go to sleep planning it. You make choices based on what your body wants instead of what your soul needs. Your phone becomes your escape, your trap, your private battlefield, and then you start lying to yourself. You say, it's not that bad, or everyone does it, or just this one time and then I'll stop. But deep down, you know it's not helping. You don't feel stronger afterward. You feel weaker. You don't feel lighter. You feel heavier. You don't feel closer to peace. You feel further from Allah. And that's because desire, when it's not controlled, doesn't free you. It enslaves you. It makes promises it never keeps. It says, this will make you feel better, but all it leaves behind is regret, confusion, and restlessness. But you don't have to live like that. Every time you say no to something that feeds your desire in the wrong way, you take back your power. Even if your heart is racing, even if it hurts to resist, you're building strength, slowly, quietly, but surely. And that strength is something no one can give you. You earn it through battle. Every time you lower your gaze, every time you swipe past something tempting, every time you delete that message, every time you stop before clicking, you're winning, maybe not loudly, but spiritually, you're gaining ground. You are not dirty for having these feelings. You are not weak because you get tempted. You are not broken because you've struggled. You only put yourself in danger when you stop fighting, when you let desire lead and you stop trying to pull the reins. Because once desire becomes your master, it won't stop. It'll keep demanding, keep taking, keep pulling you away from everything you truly care about. But here's the good news. You weren't just created with desire, you were also created with discipline, with free will, with a heart that can choose Allah over everything else. And every time you make that choice, even when it's hard, you're not just staying away from sin. You're stepping closer to peace, closer to clarity, closer to the version of you Allah already sees and loves. You can't erase your desire, but you can elevate it. You can't pretend it's not there, but you can decide what to do with it. And that decision might just be the thing that transforms your entire life. It's not supposed to be easy, it's supposed to make you stronger. Allah never said this would be easy. He didn't say the temptations would disappear. He didn't say that once you start praying, the cravings would vanish. He didn't say that being a believer means being free from desire. In fact, sometimes the closer you get to Him, the more intense the tests become, because the stakes are higher, because your soul is now worth protecting, because you're no longer living without purpose. You're walking towards something sacred. But what Allah did give you is the power to choose. You can't always control what you feel, but you can control what you do with those feelings. And that's where the real test is. Not in feeling the desire, but in the response you choose when it shows up. Allah is not watching you to catch you slipping. He's watching you to honor your strength, to record your patience, to raise you every time you say no to your lower self, not just in public, but especially in private. Because who are you when no one is watching? When it's just you, your screen, your thoughts, your cravings, your loneliness? Do you protect your soul even when your body begs for a moment of relief? Do you walk away from the DM, the video, the temptation, not because you don't want it, but because you want Allah more? That is where you grow. Growth doesn't happen when life is easy. It happens when your chest is tight, your mind is racing, and your body is aching for something. But you don't give in. That's when something new is built inside you, not visible to others, but powerful, quiet, real. That's the kind of strength that angels write down, the kind Allah praises in the unseen. You might feel like you're just resisting, just barely holding on. But in truth, you are rising, above your lower self, above the whispers, above the pressure of a world that glorifies sin and mocks purity. Every time you walk away, every time you shut it down, delete it, ignore it, turn your gaze, you are proving something incredible, that you are not a slave to your desires. You are the master of your choices. You are someone who chooses meaning over momentary pleasure. You are someone who remembers Allah even when desire is louder than faith. And yes, that battle is exhausting. There will be nights when you cry from frustration, days when the urge feels overwhelming, moments when you ask, why is this still so hard? But in those moments, remember, you're not being punished, you're being strengthened. Because Allah doesn't build warriors through comfort, He builds them through resistance. He trains them through fire, not to burn them, but to refine them. Real strength isn't measured in how much you lift. It's in how many temptations you can walk past without falling, how many whispers you can ignore without giving them a voice, how many times you say no to your body because your soul is saying yes to Allah. That kind of strength changes you. It gives you a backbone when the world bends. It gives you peace when the world is noisy. It gives you pride in your own silence. So don't wish this was easier. Wish to become stronger, because that's what Allah is offering you, not a shortcut, but a transformation. You're not just surviving this test, you're becoming unshakable through it, and every second you hold firm is being written, counted, remembered, not by the people around you, but by the one who sees every fight you've ever faced alone, and promises a reward for every battle you never let break you. The fire can burn you or light your way. Desire is like fire. It lives deep inside you. It moves quietly, then suddenly loudly. Sometimes it's just a spark. Other times it roars like a wildfire, unstoppable, untouchable. You feel it in your chest, in your thoughts, in your skin. And when it gets strong, it can feel like it's going to consume everything. Your focus, your peace, your connection with Allah. But here's the thing most people don't realize. That fire wasn't given to you to destroy you. It was given to you to shape you. Because fire in its best form is powerful and helpful. It cooks your food, keeps you warm, lights your path, keeps you alive in the cold. It's one of the most important tools in the world. But it's also one of the most dangerous. Why? Because it has no limits on its own. You have to control it. You have to protect it. You have to build walls around it, or it will burn down everything you've spent your life trying to build. Desire works exactly the same way. When controlled, it can become a beautiful reason to grow. It can push you to improve yourself, to prepare for a life with someone you can love in a way that's both emotional and spiritual. It can make you want to become a better man or woman, someone ready to give, to build, to protect, to love deeply and purely. It's not just about physical need. It's a sign that your heart longs for closeness, connection, and comfort. Things Allah placed inside of you as a mercy. But if you feed that desire in the wrong way, if you don't check it, guide it, guard it, then it stops helping you and starts hollowing you out. It begins burning through your peace. You can't sit in silence without the thoughts crawling back. You start feeling distant from yourself, like something is broken, but you can't name what it is. You lose your ability to feel peace in the quiet. Then it burns your self-worth, because even when no one else sees what you're doing, you know you're hiding, you know you're crossing lines, you know you're lying to yourself, saying just this once when it's never just once. You look in the mirror and feel like you've betrayed the version of you that wanted better, and eventually it burns your relationship with Allah. The guilt sets in, the heaviness. You pray, but your heart doesn't feel there. You make dua, but it feels like your words can't even rise past your own shame. And then Shaitan whispers, "You're too far gone now. What's the point?" That's how fire works. It starts with one match, one click, one thought you didn't stop, one message you didn't delete. And before long, the flame is out of your control. It's not desire anymore. It's dependence. It's obsession. It's a cycle that leaves you emptier every time. But listen carefully. This is the part that changes everything. The fire that's hurting you now is the same fire that can heal you. The same desire that's pulling you toward regret can one day pull you toward real, lasting love, if you learn to control it. You weren't meant to fight desire forever. You were meant to master it, to hold it, to protect it, to preserve it for the person Allah has already written for you, the one you'll stand beside in purity, not shame. When desire is guided by discipline, it becomes light. It becomes light in your marriage, intimacy with blessings instead of guilt. It becomes light in your heart, calmness instead of chaos. It becomes light in your future, knowing you waited, and because you waited, you received something real, something whole, something sacred. And yes, it's hard. Some nights it burns stronger. Some days you feel weak. You might cry. You might slip. You might scream inside asking, when will this get easier? But every second you're patient, every second you hold yourself back, you are not losing. You are winning in silence. Because patience doesn't mean the fire disappears. It means you're the one holding the match. It means you're not burning your life down. You're building it, one quiet decision at a time. Don't let anyone tell you purity is weakness. It is power in its purest form. The world says, chase what you want, follow your body, do what feels good. But your soul knows better. Your soul was made to feel peace, not just pleasure. Your soul was made to feel closeness to Allah, not just closeness to another body. And when you wait, when you hold the fire with steady hands, when you say, not now, not this way, not until it's right, you're not just protecting your future. You're proving to Allah that you value what He gave you. You're showing Him that your body listens to your soul. You're proving to yourself that you were never weak. You just needed a reason to rise. And every day you control that fire, you turn it into light. A light that will lead you out of darkness. A light that will bless your marriage, your heart, and your hereafter. Because fire is only dangerous if you forget that you were given the strength to carry it. You think you're missing out. Think again. Let's be honest about something most people are too afraid to say. There's a part of you that feels like you're being left behind. You look around and see people doing whatever they want. They post about their relationships. They brag about their hookups. They flirt openly, dress however they want, talk however they want, and no one seems to stop them. In fact, the world rewards them. You sit there wondering, why am I trying so hard? Why am I holding back while everyone else is living so freely? You scroll past photos that trigger your thoughts. You hear songs that awaken something in your chest. You feel that craving rise for closeness, for touch, for connection. You feel like the only one who's struggling while everyone else seems to be enjoying their life. And the whisper comes, you're missing out. Why are you being so strict on yourself? Just give in, just once. You'll feel better. But let me tell you the truth. No one's saying out loud, you're not missing out. You're being protected. Because what they call freedom, what they call fun, what they call normal, is often a disguise for pain they don't talk about, regret they bury deep, emptiness they try to laugh through, shame they silence when the night is quiet. You see, when you give in to desire with no limits, you don't end up feeling free. You end up feeling used by the craving, used by the moment, used by the lie that promised satisfaction but gave you sadness instead. It starts small, a message, a look, a late-night scroll, a habit you tell yourself you'll break, and then it becomes a cycle. You crave it, you get it, then you feel worse than before, and now you need it again, just to feel okay. That's not peace, that's not love, that's not freedom, that's a trap. Because here's the secret, lust without boundaries doesn't calm your heart. It keeps it starving. It makes you think, I just need one more. One more message, one more video, one more body, one more escape. But your soul knows that kind of pleasure doesn't heal you, it just hides the pain for a moment. That's why you feel guilty after. That's why your chest feels heavy. That's why your dua feels distant. Because your heart wasn't made to live in that kind of cycle. It was made for something deeper. You think you're missing out because you're not chasing what everyone else is chasing. But what if what you're really doing is preserving something priceless? You're protecting your soul. You're guarding your future. You're saving your energy for someone who actually deserves it. Someone written for you by Allah. Someone who will honor you in private and respect you in public. Someone you can love without shame. Someone who won't just want your body. They'll want your heart, your faith, your growth. And that's the difference between quick pleasure and pure love. Quick pleasure fades. It's loud, it's fast, and then it leaves you emptier than before. But pure love, it's calm, it's patient, it's rooted in Allah, and when it comes, it stays. So the next time you feel that craving, the next time you wonder why you're still alone, the next time Shaitan whispers, everyone else is enjoying their life while you're stuck waiting, remember this. You're not waiting in vain. You're not holding back for no reason. You're building something rare. You're becoming someone strong enough to love right and be loved right. You don't just want a hand to hold. You want a soul to grow with. You don't just want a night of attention. You want a lifetime of connection. And that takes time, that takes patience, that takes the kind of strength this world won't clap for, but Allah will reward in full. So no, you're not missing out. You're passing a test most people don't even know they're failing. You're turning away from what's easy now to receive what's blessed later. And one day, when you're standing next to the person Allah created for you, and you feel peace in your chest, and purity in your touch, and barakah in your love, you'll smile and say, this is what I was waiting for, and it was worth every second. What you do now determines what Allah gives later. You are not being punished. Let that truth sink in deeply. This desire inside of you, this fire that keeps coming back, this constant pull between your body and your soul, it's not because Allah is angry with you. It's not because you're weak, broken, or dirty. It's because He's refining you. Right now, in the quiet parts of your life that no one sees, Allah is preparing you, not punishing, preparing. He is shaping you into someone who will be ready for a love that doesn't fade, for a relationship that doesn't feel like hiding, for a future built on sincerity, not secrets. He's preparing you for something bigger than your urges, something deeper than pleasure, something that feeds not just your body, but your heart, your faith, your soul. And preparation doesn't feel easy. It never does. Ask anyone who's trained for anything important, the gym, exams, a marathon, a career, a mission, and they'll tell you the training season hurts. You stretch in ways that feel like breaking. You repeat things that feel boring. You want to quit. But the process is necessary. It's building something you can't fully see yet. That's what Allah is doing with you. He's watching how you carry yourself now when no one is watching. He's seeing what choices you make when you're alone. He's checking how strong your heart can stay when your body wants to cave. Because what's coming requires a version of you that's disciplined, rooted, respected by the angels. You may think you're missing out right now, but what you're actually doing is holding out. And that's the difference between temporary attraction and lifelong peace. Allah is preparing your soul for someone who won't play with your body. He's preparing your future spouse and preparing you for a bond where love isn't something to feel guilty about, where intimacy is worship, where loyalty is natural, where you can pray side by side, talk about Jannah, raise children in light, and never wonder if you're just being used. But here's the part we all forget. You have to choose. This is your moment, not years from now. Now, this is where your future is decided, in the small decisions, in the late night moments, in the texts you do or don't send, in the videos you do or don't watch, in the cravings you either follow or hold back from. You can chase what's easy and lose the future Allah was building for you. Or you can walk away now, not because you don't feel it, but because you know what's worth feeling later. This isn't about saying no to desire forever. Islam doesn't ask you to suppress your nature. It teaches you how to protect it. It's about saying, not yet. It's about saying, I trust Allah to give me this gift the right way, at the right time, with the right person. And that kind of faith is powerful. Every time you hold back from what tempts you today, you are investing in a future filled with barakah. You are sowing the seeds of a home where love isn't rushed but respected, where connection isn't shameful but sacred. But that can only happen if you trust the process. If you believe Allah is not withholding something from you, He's protecting it, He's guarding it, He's keeping it safe until you are ready to carry it with grace. Because love without preparation can crush you, desire without discipline can destroy you. But when you become someone who waits for what's right, you attract what's real. So next time the urge feels too strong, next time your heart feels tired of waiting, remember, you're not saying no to love, you're saying yes to a better love. One that doesn't disappear after the high fades. One that doesn't need hiding, deleting, or apologizing. One that comes with Allah's name written all over it. This is your test. This is your fire. And what you do with it will shape the life you live and the kind of person you'll share it with. Hold on, it's coming, but only for those who are willing to prepare for it. Not through perfection, but through patience. The quiet battle that builds giants. If you're feeling this, if your chest feels heavy reading these words, if you're holding onto your purity with fingers that are shaking, you're not alone. This is a quiet war. The kind people rarely talk about. The kind of battle that happens behind locked doors, in private screens, in the middle of the night when everyone else is asleep and you're just trying to keep your heart from falling apart. Maybe you've prayed with tears. Maybe you've slipped and gotten back up more times than you can count. Maybe you've begged Allah to take the desire away just so you can breathe in peace again. Maybe no one knows the strength it takes just for you to say no when everything inside you is screaming just once. But Allah knows, and that's enough. He sees the battles you fight in silence. He sees the way you delete the message you almost sent. He sees the way you turn your phone face down when you know you're too close to temptation. He sees the way you cry in sujood, asking for strength no one knows you're lacking. He sees the weight on your soul, and He honors it. He doesn't mock your weakness. He multiplies your reward for every moment you fight it. Because in His eyes, you're not losing, you're not failing, you're not falling behind. You're becoming someone most people never dare to become. You're becoming someone who chooses integrity over impulse, who walks away even when it hurts, who values what's real more than what's right now, who doesn't just follow desire, but leads their own soul. And yes, it's hard. It's draining. Some days you feel like you can't do it anymore, but here's what you don't see yet. Every time you fight that urge, you are rising. Every time you turn away, you are building discipline that will carry you through every storm in life. Every second you say, "Not now," you are proving that your future matters more than 5 minutes of pleasure. You're not just avoiding a sin, you're choosing your destiny. You're protecting your energy for the right person, the right time, the right bond, one that will be wrapped in blessings, not secrets. You are becoming the kind of person who can raise a righteous family, the kind of soul who will teach your children strength through example, the kind of heart that knows what real love is because you waited for it instead of chasing every shadow that looked like it. So when that next temptation comes, and it will, remember this: you're not deprived, you're being developed. You're not starving, you're saving. You're not fragile, you're fierce. You're not missing out. You're making room for something that won't disappear in the morning. You'll remind yourself, I don't want a fake high. I want the real reward. I don't want to feel better for 5 minutes. I want to feel close to Allah forever. And the world may never clap for you. Your struggle might never trend. No one may ever say thank you for how hard you've tried to stay pure. But the angels are writing, Allah is watching, and your soul is growing in ways that silence can't hide. You are not weak for wanting to give in. You are strong because you don't. And when the day comes that you stand in front of Allah, He will show you everything you fought for, every time you held back, every breath you took instead of following your nafs, every tear you cried while holding on to Him. And it will all make sense. So keep going, even if your voice shakes, even if your chest aches, even if you fall and rise and fall again. You're not failing, you're fighting. And Allah never lets a warrior walk alone. If this touched your heart, even just one line, one moment, one truth that made you pause and take a breath you didn't know you were holding, then don't let it end with you. There are people out there right now, quietly breaking inside, smiling on the outside but crumbling in silence. They've been carrying the same pain, the same desires, the same guilt, but without anyone to remind them, you're not alone. You're not the only one fighting, and you are not beyond hope. So share this with someone you care about, someone who's been slipping quietly or struggling silently or holding on with the last bit of strength they have. Not because you want likes, not because you want views, but because maybe this will be the thing that keeps someone going. Maybe it will be the first time they feel understood. Maybe it will be the spark that helps them fight again. And if this moved you even a little, tell me in the comments. What part hit you the hardest? What line felt like it was written just for you? What truth finally sank in after all this time? Because your honesty might be the healing someone else has been waiting for. Your story might be the rope someone else clings to when they feel like letting go. We are all fighting something, and sometimes the strongest battles are the quietest ones. So let this space be honest, let it be safe, let it be real. And just in case no one's told you this before, you are not broken, you are not dirty, you are not weak, you are not too far gone, you are not disqualified from love, mercy, or blessings. You are someone Allah is shaping. With every tear, every struggle, every whisper of dua that escapes your lips when no one else is around. You're not late. You're not behind. You're right where He needs you to be to transform into who you were always meant to become. So hold on, even if your grip is tired, even if you're hanging by a thread, even if all you can say right now is, Ya Allah, help me. Hold on, because what's coming is greater than anything you've lost. What's coming is peace. What's coming is love that lasts. What's coming is closeness to Allah that nothing can compare to. What's coming is worth every second you chose to fight. Stay strong, stay patient, and remember, sometimes the quietest battles build the loudest victories in the hereafter.